Have you ever stepped out of bed in the morning and felt like your legs were carrying the weight of a long journey before your day even began? Not pain, not injury, just heaviness, tight calves, knees that hesitate to move in sync. Sometimes, even walking across the room feels like more effort than it should. If that sounds familiar, I want to ask you to pause just for a moment. Because what we're talking about today isn't just about legs. It's about what your body may be trying to tell you. Aging doesn't always arrive with fanfare. Sometimes it creeps in like a quiet shadow. And often, we only notice it when subtle signs begin to appear. A bit of stiffness here, a little numbness there, or a strange, hollow fatigue that settles into the bones. But among all these signs, your legs are usually the first to speak up, because your legs are your foundation. And when the foundation starts to weaken, the rest of the structure follows. In this video, we'll uncover the early warning signs your legs may be giving you after 60 and what they really mean for your health. Because the sooner you notice them, the better chance you have to stay strong, independent, and steady on your feet. You see, after age 60, our bodies naturally lose muscle mass and bone density. But if your legs weaken rapidly, you frequently lose balance, or you stumble easily, it's no longer just about age. These could be early warnings of a more serious health issue, perhaps peripheral neuropathy, poor blood circulation, or even early signs of neurodegenerative disease. Imagine a peaceful morning in your familiar kitchen, preparing breakfast as usual. Soft sunlight streams through the window, and you savor the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. But suddenly, you feel something odd in your left foot, a slight numbness, as if touched by something cold. Minutes later, it turns into a prickling sensation, like hundreds of tiny needles piercing your skin. You frown, thinking it's probably from standing too long or sitting awkwardly the night before. But the strangeness persists. By noon, instead of fading, the sensation spreads to your toes, accompanied by a mild burning, like a faint electric current coursing through your foot. You start to worry, but brush it off thinking, it'll probably be fine in a few days. Yet, these symptoms shouldn't be ignored. Neurologists and endocrinologists note that this is a classic sign of peripheral neuropathy, a common complication in older adults, especially those with a history of type 2 diabetes or peripheral circulatory disorders. According to the American Diabetes Association, up to 50% of long-term diabetes patients develop some degree of peripheral neuropathy. The mechanism is simple. Uncontrolled blood sugar damages the tiny blood vessels that supply oxygen to nerves. As a result, peripheral nerves, especially in the feet, lose their ability to transmit signals, causing numbness, burning, or an uncomfortable, crawling sensation, often worse at night when you rest. I have a close friend, Naria, 67 years old, a retired elementary school teacher from Minnesota, always cheerful and energetic. But recently, she confided that she's been woken up every night by severe calf cramps. The spasms strike suddenly, often at 2 or 3 a.m., jolting her awake in pain so intense she cries, massaging her leg while catching her breath. She thought it might be calcium deficiency or sleeping in a bad position, so she tried drinking more milk or soaking her feet in warm water. But when she saw a doctor, they diagnosed poor blood circulation in her lower limbs, combined with an electrolyte imbalance, low levels of magnesium, potassium, and sodium, minerals crucial for muscle function. Research from Harvard Medical School confirms that magnesium and potassium are essential for preventing muscle spasms. When these electrolytes are deficient, nerve signals to muscles become disrupted, causing recurring cramps, especially in older adults who may not maintain a balanced diet or drink enough water daily. See, what we dismiss as minor, a cramp or slight numbness, can be a quiet but clear warning from our nervous system, blood vessels, or even our diet. Another common but often overlooked sign is a persistent coldness in the feet, even in summer. You might find yourself wearing socks year-round, even on warm days, while others in the house go barefoot. This isn't just a weak constitution, as we might think, but a classic symptom of poor circulation, particularly in peripheral blood vessels. Cardiologists explain that when circulation weakens, especially in small arteries far from the heart, like those in the feet, oxygen-rich blood struggles to reach them. The tissues become oxygen-starved, losing their ability to regulate temperature and becoming more prone to injury. According to the National Institute on Aging, up to 35% of people over 65 have undiagnosed peripheral circulatory issues because early symptoms are so subtle. Not all foot problems start with sharp pain or burning. Sometimes, the most concerning issue is feeling nothing at all. Some older adults notice their feet becoming numb, as if the skin on their soles is disconnected from the rest of their body. You can walk, but the sensation of the ground beneath you is vague. What used to be vivid, the coolness of morning tiles or the warmth of wooden floors, now feels like a hazy void. Medically, this is called sensory loss due to peripheral nerve damage, particularly in the sensory nerves that relay pressure, vibration, temperature, and pain from the feet to the brain. When these nerves are damaged, often by diabetes, atherosclerosis, or age-related neurodegeneration, they fail to send accurate signals, leaving the brain deaf to what's happening in the feet. A hallmark of this condition is difficulty distinguishing temperatures, known as thermal sensory impairment. Many don't realize they've lost sensation until an accident occurs. You might step on hot pavement in summer without feeling the burn or soak your feet in scalding water unknowingly. And that's genuinely dangerous. I once saw a heartbreaking case in my neighborhood. Mr. Herbert, 74, lived alone but was independent, cooking daily. One afternoon, while making soup, a pot of boiling water tipped over, spilling onto the kitchen floor and his left foot. But he didn't notice, no reflex, no flinch, no pain. It wasn't until his granddaughter visited that evening and smelled burnt skin that she discovered his foot was severely blistered, even darkening from mild tissue necrosis. At the hospital, doctors confirmed Herbert had severe peripheral neuropathy from uncontrolled diabetes. He completely lost protective reflexes in his foot. His sensory nerves no longer signaled danger to his brain. Though the burn was treated in time, the late discovery meant over 2 weeks in the hospital to fight infection and heal damaged tissue. Herbert's case isn't rare. The CDC reports about 85,000 hospitalizations annually in the U.S. for foot-related complications in older adults, mostly due to sensory loss, undetected infections, and improper wound care. These incidents often start with something seemingly harmless, but when you can't feel your feet, minor risks become real threats. Beyond sensation, the color, moisture, and texture of your feet's skin are also critical signals. Discolored skin, from pink to pale purple or from light to dark, may indicate ischemia, where blood flow can't nourish the area. Dry, cracked, or peeling skin might point to imbalances in circulation or the autonomic nervous system, which controls sweat glands and skin moisture. Even thick, discolored, or misshapen toenails can signal early fungal infections or metabolic disorders. Medical experts often call the feet a window to overall health, reflecting disorders in blood vessels, nerves, hormones, and even immunity. To understand an older adult's health, look at their feet. They never lie. I'll never forget a community health consultation where a doctor said something that stuck with me. Your feet are a miniature map of your entire body. If you lose sensation in them, you might also be losing control over what's happening inside you. That wasn't just a warning. It was a loving reminder. No matter how time passes or how age slows us down, If we actively listen and respond to the smallest changes, we can still take charge of our lives. From fleeting symptoms like mild numbness, nighttime cramps, or unusual coldness to dangerous changes like loss of balance or complete sensory loss. These are the body's silent whispers, and the feet are where they first speak. And you're not alone. If you're still caring about your feet, you're already halfway through the journey of healthy aging. The rest is about recognizing signs, adopting good habits, and never dismissing any signal your body sends. Nothing is more precious than strolling through a park on a cool afternoon or leisurely picking ripe tomatoes in your garden. Freedom begins with your feet, and happiness begins with your proactive care. Speaking of mobility after 60, many of us are familiar with needing to rest mid-journey. A few minutes of walking, and your knees ache, calves stiffen, and each step feels like a challenge. Some think, I'm just old. It's normal. But it's not entirely normal, and it's not something you have to accept. Let me tell you about Frank, a 73-year-old retired engineer from Arizona. He loved his morning walks, but recently he couldn't go as far. After 2 blocks, his left leg felt squeezed, with pain radiating to his ankle. He'd rest, feel better, and continue, but the cycle repeated daily. When he finally saw a doctor, they diagnosed peripheral artery disease, common in older adults, where leg arteries harden and narrow, restricting blood flow. Left untreated, it could lead to tissue death or amputation. Fortunately, because Frank acted early, treatment with medication and a tailored walking regimen restored his circulation. Frank's story reminds us that unusual leg fatigue, sharp pain while walking, or a cramp feeling isn't just age-related tiredness. It could signal serious cardiovascular issues. The good news: early detection can reverse it. Beyond obvious physical symptoms, a subtler sign is loss of balance when standing or walking. Notice if you often need to hold onto chairs, lean on walls, or require support when standing. Diminished balance significantly increases fall risk, and a fall at this age isn't just a minor tumble. It can lead to hip fractures, long hospital stays, and a serious decline in quality of life. I remember Margie, a retired teacher from Florida. One afternoon, while watering plants, she stepped back, tripped over a root, and fell hard, fracturing her pelvis. The pain wasn't the worst part, it was losing confidence to walk alone. "Every time I step outside," she said, "I'm scared I'll fall again, and next time, no one might find me." A slight loss of balance can cost your freedom and self-confidence. It might stem from neurological issues, knee degeneration, or simply weakened hip and leg muscles from inactivity. That's why, if you're walking slower, relying on objects for support, or avoiding stairs, don't ignore it. Test your leg strength. Try standing from a chair without armrests, using only your legs and hips. If it's too hard or you need to push with your hands, you may be losing the muscle mass needed for safe mobility. Then there's a less discussed but common issue: foot deformities. After 60, many notice their feet changing, the big toe curving, the foot widening, or small lumps forming at joints. These can cause pain, alter your gait, and over time misalign your body, leading to back or hip pain. If your old shoes suddenly feel off or you're replacing them often because your feet feel strange, your feet are speaking. Don't just buy new shoes. Check your feet and consult a specialist. Sometimes, the right shoes or medical insoles can transform how you walk. I know aging brings unwanted changes, but I believe you, watching this, aren't giving up. You're still learning, still caring about your health, and that's invaluable. The best part? You don't need intense workouts or drastic changes. Just a few minutes daily, listening to your feet, gently massaging them, walking around the house, or stretching on a chair, starts the journey to protecting them. Your feet are always honest. They hide nothing. If something's wrong inside, it often shows in your feet first. One key sign to watch: changes in your feet's skin color or texture. Notice your foot skin getting dry, flaky, or developing small, slow-healing sores. Some see their skin darken, turn purplish, or show unexplained bruises. These could signal venous insufficiency or, worse, tissue oxygen deprivation from blocked arteries. A study by the American Heart Association found that 1 in 5 people over 60 show signs of peripheral artery disease, PAD, narrowed leg arteries due to plaque buildup. This causes leg pain and numbness and raises heart attack and stroke risk. Many don't realize they have it because early symptoms mimic regular leg fatigue. Dr. John Cook, a vascular expert at Houston Methodist, said, "If your calves hurt when walking but feel better after resting, that's a classic PAD symptom. Never ignore it. What happens in your feet isn't just mechanical. It reflects issues in your circulatory, nervous, and musculoskeletal systems. Neglected, these can impact your quality of life and longevity." Another critical sign to remember: small, slow-healing foot wounds, especially in type 2 diabetes patients, a growing issue among older U.S. adults. Chronic high blood sugar damages small foot nerves, causing sensory loss. You might get scratched, burned, or bumped without noticing. Untreated, these wounds can infect, ulcerate, or lead to amputation. A 2023 CDC report states over 150,000 Americans annually undergo lower limb amputations due to diabetes complications, often starting with untreated foot ulcers. That number gives pause. But don't panic. You can prevent this by staying vigilant. Check your feet daily, from toenails to soles to heels. Clean and monitor any wounds. If they don't improve in 2 to 3 days, see a doctor. Another overlooked factor: walking posture. As joints and muscles weaken, you might shuffle, take shorter steps, or walk unevenly. This increases imbalance and strains knees and hips, spreading pain. Adjusting your gait, wearing proper shoes, or using orthopedic insoles can make a huge difference. Dr. Jessica Berman, a California physical therapist, shared, "I had a 68-year-old patient who, by switching shoes and doing 10-minute daily hamstring stretches, reduced knee pain and foot numbness by 70% in 3 weeks." Did you know gentle activities like walking, stretching, chair sit stands, or morning heel raises boost circulation, maintain muscle strength, and prevent joint stiffness? No marathons or weightlifting needed, just daily movement, and your feet will thank you. No one is too old to start self-care. Your body, at 60, 70, or 80, can still recover if given a chance. Don't accept pain, cramps, or imbalance as normal. They're signs, and you can change them. You deserve a free, comfortable life, walking confidently and enjoying aging with peace of mind. So invest time and love in your feet, the foundation of your life's journey. If this information resonates, please like and share with friends and family. One small video could spark big changes for someone quietly enduring foot pain. I'd love to hear your story. Are you facing foot issues? Have you experienced imbalance or pain? Comment below. Your story could inspire others. Thank you for joining me. Remember, age is just a number, and every healthy step is a new beginning. Wishing you strength, health, and energy at any age. If you found today's insights helpful, don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on new videos about health, positive living, and caring for your body after 60. We're here to support you, not just to live healthier, but to feel heard, shared with, and inspired.